Hello everyone, it's me. Welcome to the channel. If you like our videos, hit that subscribe button to get notified every time we upload a new video. And don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. You can also check out our other social media pages. Now back to the video. It's summer and Diana is spending her vacation at her aunt's house near the lake. Her cousin Oliver is already splashing about in the water and having fun. When Diana arrives, he tells her there's a great inflatable pool in the yard and invites her to join him. But she says she'd rather take a nap because she's tired from the road. So while she lies down, Oliver goes to get the inflatable pool. He finds the box with all the pool stuff inside and struggles to open it. He manages to finally open the box and takes out the inflatable pool and all its accessories. Then he starts inflating the pool using his mouth. However, after a few minutes of trying, he's not making any progress and decides to take a break. Meanwhile, Diana wakes up and sees a huge puddle under the inflatable pool. She looks around to see if anyone's outside, but doesn't see anyone. She walks over to the pool and sees a hose attached to it. Since no one's around, she turns on the water and climbs in for a quick swim. After a little while, Diana hears some splashing in the water and turns around to see Oliver paddling over to her. He asks her why she's in the pool and she says she thought it was empty. They talk for a bit and then start playing Marco Polo. They play until they hear someone clearing their throat behind them. Diana and Oliver turn around to see who it is, and it's Diana's mom. She tells them it's time to go home and that they should start packing up the pool. Diana and Oliver climb out of the pool and start taking down the inflatable pool together. Once it's folded up, they carry it into the house and put it in the back of the car. After everyone's done packing, they all pile into the car and head home. The next day, Diana and Oliver are playing outside when Diana suggests they have a water balloon fight. But Oliver says they don't have any water balloons, so Diana suggests they make some. They go inside and get some balloons and fill them with water. Then they go outside and start throwing them at each other. They both get pretty good, and soon the whole yard is covered in water balloons. After a while, they both get tired and decide to take a break. While they're resting, Diana looks over at the inflatable pool and gets an idea. She tells Oliver she wants to play pirates and says they can use the inflatable pool as their ship. He thinks it's a great idea and they start running around the yard pretending to be pirates. They pretend to sail the high seas for hours and eventually work up an appetite. They go inside to get some snacks and then head back out to continue playing. A little while later, Diana and Oliver's aunt comes out to check on them and she sees them playing in the inflatable pool. She joins in on the fun, and the three of them have a blast playing pirates. They play until it starts getting dark and they all head inside to get ready for bed. The next morning, Diana and Oliver wake up early and decide to sneak out and play while everyone else is still asleep. They go to the yard and start playing tag, but they're being very quiet so they don't wake anyone up. After a while, they hear some shuffling inside and quickly hide behind the inflatable pool. They watch as their aunt comes out into the yard and starts watering the plants. She doesn't see them and they let out a sigh of relief. They continue playing until Diana's mom comes out into the yard to get some flowers. Diana and Oliver try to hide, but she sees them and tells them they can't play so loud in the morning. She tells them she wants to take a picture of the flowers she was picking and asks them to help her by holding up the inflatable pool as a backdrop. They agree and help her take some pictures. And then she lets them go back to playing. Later that day, Diana and Oliver are playing in the inflatable pool when their uncle comes out to see what all the noise is about. He asks them if they want to go fishing and they agree. He helps them put on their life jackets and then leads them down to the dock where his boat is tied up. He helps them get into the boat and then they all set off across the lake. They fish for a little while without any luck, and then Diana's uncle decides to take them to a different spot. As they're moving the boat, Diana spots a fish jumping out of the water and cheers. Her uncle smiles and says that is a good sign that there are plenty of fish in the lake. Just then, Oliver shouts, "I got one!" He reels in his line and pulls in a huge fish. He's so excited and asks if they can keep it. Their uncle says, of course, and helps him bring the fish back to shore. Once they're back at the dock, their uncle helps Oliver take the fish off the hook and then they all head back to the house. When everyone else arrives, Diana's uncle shows them the fish he caught and everyone is impressed. He lets Diana and Oliver keep it as pets and they're so happy. That night, Diana and Oliver tell everyone about their adventures on the lake. Everyone laughs and tells them how lucky they were to catch such a big fish. After everyone goes to bed, Diana and Oliver sneak out of the house and go to the yard. They take out the inflatable pool and start filling it with water. Once it's full, they climb in and start playing. They play until late into the night and then they climb into bed and fall asleep. The next morning, Diana and Oliver wake up early and decide to sneak out again and play in the inflatable pool. But they're not alone. Diana's mom is already in the pool watering the plants. She sees them and smiles, then asks them if they want to help her water the rest of the plants. They agree and start helping her water the flowers. After they're done, Diana's mom tells them she wants to take a picture of them in the inflatable pool and asks them to pose for her. They strike a pose and she snaps the picture. Then she lets them go back to playing. Later that day, Diana and Oliver are playing in the inflatable pool when they hear some cheering. They look over to see their aunt and uncle playing with some friends. They're having so much fun and Diana and Oliver want to join in. So they climb out of the pool and join their aunt and uncle. They play until it starts to get dark and then they all head inside to get ready for bed. The next morning, Diana and Oliver wake up early and sneak out to the yard to play in the inflatable pool, but they're not alone this time. The entire family is in the yard playing together. They're all having so much fun and Diana and Oliver couldn't be happier. As the day goes on, more and more family members arrive and soon the entire extended family is gathered at the house. All the kids are playing together and the adults are catching up. Diana and Oliver's grandparents arrive and they're so happy to see everyone. They ask if they can join in on the fun and everyone welcomes them with open arms. Diana and Oliver's grandfather helps set up the inflatable pool again and soon everyone is swimming around. The kids are playing Marco Polo and the adults are chatting. It's so much fun and everyone is enjoying themselves. As the sun starts to set, everyone starts to leave. Diana and Oliver are sad to see everyone go, but they know they'll be back next year. They say their goodbyes and then head to bed. The next morning, Diana and Oliver wake up early and run to the yard to check on the inflatable pool. It's deflated and they feel disappointed. But then they remember that today is the last day of their vacation. They had so much fun at their aunt's house and they're sad to be leaving. They hug the inflatable pool goodbye and then head inside to pack up. Later that day, Diana and Oliver are in the car with their mom. They were on their way home and Diana's mom asks them what their favorite part of the vacation was. They both look at each other and then at their mom. They tell her it was hard to choose just one thing, but if they had to, it would be playing in the inflatable pool with everyone. Diana's mom smiles and tells them she's glad they had fun. She drops them off at home and they run inside to tell their dad all about their vacation. As they're talking, Diana and Oliver notice that their dad has a big smile on his face. He must have missed them while they were gone. They hug him and tell him they love him. Then they all sit down to dinner and their dad tells them how proud he is of them. He tells them they were so brave when they went fishing and caught that big fish. He also tells them how much he missed them while they were gone and how happy he is to have them back. After dinner, Diana and Oliver go to their rooms to unpack. As they're putting away their things, they remember the fish they caught. They run to the kitchen and grab the fishbowl. They take it to their room and put it on their desk. Then they get some fish food and feed it to the fish. They name the fish Oliver Jr. and promise to take care of it. That night, Diana and Oliver can't sleep. They're too excited about their new fish. They get out of bed and tiptoe over to the fishbowl. They turn on the light and look at Oliver Jr. swimming around. They talk to him quietly so as not to wake anyone up. They tell him all about their adventures and how much fun they had at their aunt's house. They also tell him about their plans for the next summer vacation. Finally, they get tired and go back to bed. They drift off to sleep thinking about all the fun they had. The end. If you liked this cartoon, then make sure to leave us a comment below and tell us what you thought of it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to get updates on all of our latest videos. We'll see you guys next time.